Flashback exposing Queensland's underbelly. In 1987, the cover was blown on decades of police corruption.
What police couldn't find, the public couldn't miss. Illegal casinos and brothels from Brisbane to the Gold Coast.
There seems to be some evidence that there are gambling dens, brothels, that sort of thing in the valley. Can you hang on a minute, please?
The denials ran all the way to Police Minister Russ Hinds.
I don't know of any illegal gambling. If there's any going on, well then of course I don't know where it is.
But working the streets at night, compiling evidence, Courier Mail journalist Phil Dickey. He found 26 brothels run by two rival syndicates, protected by Queensland police who collected thousands of dollars.
Well, I always compared it to something on the, McDonald's franchising model. The police said you could set up your establishment here and not interfere with them over there. So in a sense, they kept the peace between criminals who in other places, are prone to disagree violently with each other over control of territory. And here the police basically organised the crime.
The ABC's Four Corners then exposed the corruption nationally.
Some people we've spoken to here in the Valley are quite proud of the way things work in Queensland. They say that everything runs smoothly because people here have the right attitude.
Within a fortnight, the Fitzgerald inquiry was born. Police confessed. Bagman Jack Herbert was found to be the middleman. Police Commissioner Terry Lewis was corrupt.
Terry goes down in history as being the first serving Australian Police Commissioner to be knighted and also the first to go to jail.
7 Nightly News presents the Fitzgerald Inquiry Report.
Well, it's been a remarkable day for Queensland with the long-awaited release of the Fitzgerald Inquiry Report.
It recommended a corruption watchdog and widespread political reform. But what did Sir Joh know? Police Commissioner Terry Lewis and his officers would do anything to subdue critics of Joh.
To ensure that sort of service from the police, he was prepared to turn a fairly blind eye to whatever else they might be up to.
That allegation was put to Sir Joh the day the Fitzgerald report was handed down.
Did you ignore allegations of police corruption, Sir Joh?
Well, the point about the corruption part of it, as well as you know as well as I do, that you didn't know, I didn't know, and nobody expected that. But turning a blind eye, possibly? Well, I had a whole of Queensland, from New Guinea out to Boulia and down to the border. I'd have to have some pretty wide, sweeping eyes, wouldn't I, to watch the whole lot, particularly people like you.
It's now 20 years since the report was released, and back then it made Queensland a laughingstock. But over the past 2 decades, most other states have had their own corruption revelations. A point not lost on the two corruption crusaders when reunited in Brisbane.
There was a real energy for reform, and I think that Fitzgerald process ended up being exported around the nation. There were a series of rolling reforms that came out of Queensland.